I, they, we, you, they take what? Do. But he, she, it. They take what? Does. Hi everyone, it is Teacher Mulu. In today's class, we are going to see these forms of questions because these questions have different types of response when we are asked. So we will see in examples those types of questions when we respond. The first one is what did you do, which is simple present tense. The second one is what did you do, which is simple past. The third one is what are you doing, present continuous tense. The third one is what were you doing, past continuous tense. The fifth one is what have you been doing, means that perfect continuous tense. The sixth one is what have you done, means that present perfect tense. And the seventh one is what had you done, means that past perfect. The first one is simply what do you do. This one is the interrogative forms of simple present tense. In the previous class, we have seen already simple present is simply, simple present is simply, simple present is simply subject plus verb 1 plus object. This one is the affirmative grammars of simple present tense, and the interrogative, this one is affirmative, and the interrogative forms of simple present tense is simply what? Subject, WH question plus do plus subject plus the verb. For example, if someone asks us, what do you do? This one is what? The interrogative forms of simple present tense. And our response must be what? The simple present tense, which is I plus verb 1 plus object. If someone asks us, what do you do? Our response must be what? Subject plus verb 1 plus object. For example, I play, I sing, I write, I study, a lot of things. So take these all questions and we will do an example one by one in detail. So let us erase this from the second to the seventh, and we will see the first one in detail in today's class. So let us start with what did you do. First of all, we have to understand what does mean it. What did you do? If someone asks us what did you do, just we have to understand the contextual meanings of this question, and we have to reply depend on the question. So let us start. What do you do? This one is the interrogative forms of what? Simple present tense. Simple present tense, which is simple present tense. Affirmative means that it is simply what? Response subject plus verb 1 or verb s plus object. Interrogative is simply what? The question, which is simply what? Do plus subject plus verb 1. So let us do one example. The first one example is, for example, what do you do? If someone asks us, what do you do mean? What did you do yesterday? What you are going to do today? What will you do tomorrow? Means that, what do you do always? Contextual meaning is, what do you do always? So we have to replay what? The action that we do always. So our response must be what? As I wrote before, subject plus verb 1 or verb s plus object. This one is subject. I plus play. He plus plays. She plus plays. They plus, it must be verb 1, play. We plus play. Just I have used it, play. You plus play. So the subject here is you, about you. So if I say what do you do, your reply must be what? The action that you always do. You can say I pray, you can say I study, you can say I run, you can say I clean my home, and you can say I watch TV, and you can say I play a football. There are a lot of answers, so depend on your job or depend your hobby. So for example, I teach. So if someone asks me what do you do, I teach. You can say I teach. Or what do you do? I work at office. So what do you do mean the action that you do always. I told you yesterday that you have to use do in the subjects of what? I, they, we, you. They take what? Do. But he, she, it. They take what? Does. Does. So if he, she, it take does, what will be the question? What will be the interrogative forms of the simple present tense? What does he do? What does he do? What does she do? What does it eat? You can say, for example, what does the dog eat? What does the cow eat? You can say a lot of things. So when we ask about he, she, and it, we have to use what? Does. What does he do? What does she do? What does it do? Yes, we can say like that. For example, we can use the machine. What does the machine do? We can say, for example. Is that clear now? So our reply depends on the questions that we are being asked. So what do you do? What I do. What they do. What we do. So if the subject is you, I, they, we have to use what? Do. If the subject is he, she, it, we have to use what? Does. Okay? So our reply must be what? For example, he works. She works. It presses. You can say, okay? Is that clear now? So if you have any question, any suggestion, you can comment on the comment section. But this one is what? The simple present tense of the interrogative form, okay? But when we use does, this must be what? Verb 1, not verb s, okay? Verb s, when we change to interrogative. But when we reply, this he and she and it must take what? Works, or verb s means that. Verb s. This is all about simple present tense. Simple present tense, as I have told you before, it is the action that we do always. So the interrogative forms of the simple past is simply WH question plus did plus subject plus verb 1. For example, what did you do? The response is what? Subject plus verb 2 plus object. What did you do, Noor? I
went to the park.
I went to the park. Yeah.
Or I did my homework.
I did.
My homework.
I did what?
My homework.
I did.
My homework.
No. What did you do? Question. This one is a question of simple past. So the answer must be what? Subject plus verb 2 plus object. This one must be what? The answer. So, no, what did he do? Means that I am asking you what? The action that he did before this moment. For example, what? For example, Now I am drinking.
Yes.
I am drinking, yeah? But when I put the bottle of water on the table, so what I have to say now? I drank water. I drank water because I put the bottle of water on the table.
Yes, and after no, I know what it means. What did it? It means the action you do before.
The action you do before. No, the action you did before.
The action you did before.
It's called simple past.
It means that you're gonna say, I drank water.
Yeah, you have to use what? Subject plus verb to plus object. For example, I drank
water.
This one is the subject, this one is the verb to, this one is object. All subject takes what? Verb to. Okay? I, you, they, we, he, she, it. All take what? Verb to in the simple past. In the simple present, only I, you, they, we take verb 1. And he, she, it takes verb yes. So, but in the simple past, there is no difference, okay? All they take verb 2. They worked, we worked, you worked, she worked, he worked, it worked. There is no difference in verb 2 and the simple past.